What is up, guys? Matthew here, and welcome back to another episode of our FIFA 21 career mode with the mighty Boro here on the PS5. And today, well, thank you to everyone who dropped a comment in the last video, which I basically asked if you guys would like to see me do 3 games per episode with slightly less highlights, or 2 games as we have been doing. And well, everyone pretty much wanted 3 games per episode, which is what we're going to do from this moment onwards, which is good for this episode, especially as we have a League Cup game first up. So, yeah, we're going to fly through the season doing 3 games per episode. And today, it is Fulham in the Cup, Sheffield United away, and then we welcome Chelsea to the Riverside, which will not be easy. So far, though, it's been a dream start for us. 3rd in the Premier League currently. It is early doors, obviously, and there is an argument as well. Chelsea are at 16th. Jesus. You could argue that fixtures have been generous, and I'll be honest, I think performances haven't been too great. The opening day game against Arsenal was a pretty good performance, but you know, other than that, I think the draw against Norwich, we were lucky to get a point from that. Burnley was a good performance, and Leeds was okay, although we did concede quite a few goals in that game. And yeah, in the last episode, the Watford performance, we were lucky to get a point, and I don't have a clue how we beat Leicester. So, have we warranted 3rd place in the Premier League? I don't know, but I guess when we've not played well, we've still managed to get a point instead of lose the game or nick a win somehow. So, you know, I'll take that. But we're going to take a step away from the league for the time being, for a brief game here, as we're going to host a team who went the opposite direction to us. We got promoted, they got relegated into the Championship. It's Fulham at home in the Carabao Cup. So, a very much changed team for this League Cup tie. A chance for a lot of players with not much match sharpness to get fit, and just to boost the morale of a lot of these guys, who, as you can see, are content with their role, but not particularly happy. So, Stevanovic comes in goal. Back four is completely changed with Bowler, Grant Hall, Nathan Wood and Dykesdale. Sam Morsey and Johnny Howson are the 2 central midfielders, with Marcus Tavernier getting the wish that he asked us before the game to start. He is starting in the central attacking midfield role. 2 players who have been first, well, especially Balassi, he's been fantastic. Last couple of games, he maintains his position. Hudson-Odoi comes back in. He needs to have a good game for us. His career's not really kicked off and reached the heights we'd hoped it was, so hopefully he can do something in this game. And Fletcher gets the nod ahead of Akpom and Ings. A couple of youngsters on the bench, but a lot of very experienced first teamers as well, in case things go wrong. But yeah, without any further ado, interesting, sir. We've got Marcus Brown starting on the left for Fulham, so we're going to be going up against one of our old players. Let's get to it.
And the right place to cut out the pass.
Knockout. Can't get past Bowler. Nathan Wood stepping out now. Tav lets the ball run. Tav plays it to Johnny Howson. And that's a big block by the centre-back.
He's been a bit unlucky to concede the corner.
They obviously kept Howson on at the start of the season as a squad player, but he almost played a big part there. I don't know who it was who blocked it, but I'm sure that was a goal-saving block.
And now the delivery.
Corner comes in to Fletcher.
They were watching him like a hawk.
Looked close, but I don't think it was that close. Yeah, skimmed off his head. Quite far wide in the end. Marcus Brown on his return to the Riverside.
It's with Sebi.
We, of course, exchanged him in the deal to bring Bettinelli to the club permanently.
That's a well-struck pass.
Here is a player who maybe is worthy of being in the Premier League, Anthony Knockaert. Josh Onomah. Oh, lovely ball through. And Knockaert, I think, just missed it. Got goal side of Bowler, but just couldn't get a touch on the ball. If he'd have controlled that, it'd have been a goal for sure.
Harris.
Here's Harris. Fulham looking relatively dangerous here. Knockaert is there, and Stojanovic Gets a hand on it, but it squirms in.
Well, here's the replay. That pullback cross is so hard.
I was just talking about Knockaert. Good feet, but what is Stojanovic doing there?
I think so. You can't keep getting beat at the near post like that.
Well, I know goalkeeping positioning is sometimes questionable on FIFA when a shot goes straight through a keeper, but that...
They need to improve if they're going to get something out of this game, Derek.
That's a shocker by our second choice keeper. The ball didn't just go through him, he got a hand to it. And it still beat him.
On they go again. Will there be a quick response from Boro? There needs to be.
Oh, and
vital interception.
cute little back heel. Almost came off. We need to get going here. Tavernier.
Ashley Fletcher.
Fletcher is onside. Ashley Fletcher
This could be the equaliser.
cuts in on his right
Oh,
foot.
he missed it. He's
But misses the
completely
target.
failed the test.
Well, the opportunity presented itself and it should really be level. They have to be more composed in front of goal for sure, more clinical.
Didn't wrap his foot around it. And it was nowhere near. Here's Stansfield, number 61. Don't know if they're starting
Knockaert.
a young kid up front. But he's done well so far. Caught late by Nathan Wood.
Well, that'll be a free kick.
And despite the advantage,
He's been admonished by the referee.
the referee's
He's now
pulled
got
it
to
back
watch
for a
something of
free kick.
front row.
Yeah, he knows exactly where he stands. Look at the referee, how he's told him off there. No yellow card, but certainly knows what the referee's thinking.
We shouldn't underestimate Fulham, as only a couple of games ago we were in opposite places. They were a Premier League team and they're playing like one. Seri's free kick. Oh, he's at the bar!
Simply taken free kick, but no reward.
Oh, it's
Didn't
really
look like it had the
keeper's
power on it,
beaten,
but
the
it
bar
just
isn't.
dipped at the last second.
If that went in, this game would have a very different complexion about it. But as it stands, it still
It
could go
just
either way.
dipped. You'd like to think Stojanovic would have had it covered, but you'd... With his performance so far, you can't be too sure.
Way.
Fulham give us it straight back. Dijksteel. Hudson-Odoi now. Can he do something? That's a good turn. He's in the box here. Hudson-Odoi! That is what we paid for. And that is what we've been waiting for. Our record signing from Chelsea is off the mark.
Well, we can take another look at this now, and he's connected so well with it, generated a lot.
From that angle,
The
what a
keeper just
finish.
can't react in time. Look.
A chance to revisit the goal.
Hudson-Odoi has arrived at the Boro.
Yeah, it's a show of emotion, and why not? They're back in this, game on.
Looking to play the short corner again here. That's all they're all about, possession.
Needs to go short.
See if we can get out to them a bit sooner.
Robinson.
Force them all the way back, although they'll come again. Onuma. Knockaert's in the area. He's shown quick feet again. And it's found its way through.
Fully deserved.
And I think it's that Stansfield whose shot squirms through and beats the keeper again. Knockaert is causing us all sorts of problems. And it deflected off him.
Slightly different vantage
So
point
the
in
shot,
terms of the goal that was scored.
well, was it going in anyway? I don't know, but it was either going in the bottom corner or maybe off the post or wide, but it deflected off the striker and into the goal. Fulham are back in the lead.
Robinson. And a fine tackle.
Hudson-Odoi doing his defensive duties
Really controlled possession.
and
After that,
can utilise his pace here to put the Fulham backline under some pressure. He needs help though.
Can he put it
Does
in?
find Balassi, cuts inside, but the shot is blocked. Good work though from Yannick, puts it back in,
Just wanted to get it out of there.
but no one was there.
Well, there has been a lot of talk in the newspapers and on
And
social
here is
media
Marcus
about
Brown
Chelsea
again,
adding
showing
to
his
the
pace
squad.
down that
It
left.
does appear that they're closing in on their Manley.
Well, £90 million or around that figure is a lot.
Well, Morsey stuck with him, but Seri's in the area. Good ball in, and it's 3!
There it is, the goal they wanted.
Fulham are dismantling us.
They lead by 2 now. They can bring
Josh
it back
Onomer
more easily.
makes it 3.
We can take
Cuts
another look
inside.
here. The keeper is frustrated with the defending.
What a
Just
ball.
afforded too much time in the box.
That's a
He's
great
never
ball
gonna miss
through.
that.
Well, the goal again, albeit from a different angle.
And our second choice back four have not really done themselves many favours. Fulham have absolutely dismantled us. We're 3-1 down.
Johnny Howson.
Howson. Can we get back into this one quickly? Tavernier.
Could be troublesome. Can he put
Hudson
it away?
Odoi looks back for Tavernier. Great goal.
Oh, tremendous goal! Technical excellence to finish that one off.
And I'm just about to sub Tavernier off as well for Roberts.
Well, as we see
But that
again, that's how to
is
score
how you
goals.
reply.
Get the ball into the box from wide
Lovely
areas.
find
And it's
from
all
Hudson
about the
Odoi.
time he allows himself
And
by being
Tavernier,
patient,
who
waiting
is...
for the ball to drop.
Well, he is about to be subbed off
Precision.
for Roberts. At least helps us back into the game with his final contribution. But a goal and now an assist for Hudson Odoi is good to see. And we are back within 1. We've replied straight away, and it's now 3-2.
Really looking forward to it. Always a great atmosphere in that
Oh,
stadium.
ball has
Should
been
be a
caught
really
out by the
entertaining
tricky
match.
movement of
Another
Knockaert.
chance.
And Bettinelli was forced into a save. It could have been 4-2.
Bolassi.
Up we go at the other end. Balassi charging in field. Lovely ball in.
And he might-
Patrick Roberts, who's just come
Well,
on,
they can say a
forces
big
a
thank you to
save.
the goalkeeper. That was inspirational.
Well, that's as good as a goal at the other end. Brilliant save from the keeper.
As the Boro fans are now starting to believe again. Balassi's corner. Looks for Fletcher again.
Header that was frankly
And
miles
like in the
off target.
first half,
Technically, that was...
can't keep his header on goal. It's another pretty poor header from Fletcher, although he did have a defender all over the back of him. So into the 90th minute,
And the referee has decided to add on a minimum of
5 minutes added on for us to stay in the League Cup. Mark Bowler, we've got so many men forward. Here's one of them.
As they are, they're not
Roberts.
likely to get too many opportunities later
Danny
this year.
Ings, Dijksteel. We need Ings in the box. He's not in the box.
They do
Dijksteel will have to play it in towards Jacob Murphy. And for some reason, Ings did not
Sans Kakere.
continue his run into the box. He would have been the man we'd have aimed for.
Well, you can absolutely sense the frustration growing in the opposition.
And I
camp. They
think
can't get near the
that
ball.
will be that.
It is a
Fulham have got the
decent
ball
looking attack
exactly where they want it. It's a good cross.
Convincing defensively.
Comes back out to Kearney. We're into the 96th minute, and there it
The
is.
final whistle and the
Our
visitors
first
move on.
defeat of the season.
Good performance, tight game, entertaining game, back and forth. Test for both sets of players, but one side has come out on top.
And it
But
didn't
only
come to a Premier League team. It's come at the hands of
His
Fulham.
performance in this particular game
in the
will
League
impress
Cup.
Many people, Lee.
Well, that was a really, really good performance from the lad, and a goal to boot. Really delighted with that goal, I'm sure he is.
Disappointing performance defensively, but at least if we're going to have a bad performance, let's get it out of the way in the Cup rather than in the league. So, like I say, hopefully that bad performance is out the way. The Cup is not in our board expectations, so it's, sad to lose our first game, but it is what it is. Let's try and forget about that now and maybe take out our anger on Sheffield United in the league. So the benefit of playing such a, well, not a weakened team, but a second team in the Cup is that our squad, our first team squad, is fully fit and raring to go in this one. Bettinelli in goal, back where he belongs, our usual back four. Hopefully they can perform a bit better than what the back four did in the last game. But Darren Saville back in midfield. Roberts will start as the centre attack midfielder. And Balassi and Hudson-Odoi will start like they did in the last game. Both of them are fully fit, with Danny Ings back up front. As for the bench, both Mackinnon and Banks, the two youngsters I've brought on to the bench, with Morsey, Murphy, Tav, Akpom and Fletcher. I've dropped Dykesdale and Grant Hall from the squad completely after their poor performance at the back in the last game. But yeah, let's just bounce back from that defeat as we've got ahead to Sheffield United. Can't forget Sheffield United and where they finished in real life in the Premier League last season.
Well, here's how the lineup looks for Sheffield United.
Struggling this season, but
And they are a team, Lee, known for their aggressive high pressing.
can't underrate
Absolutely,
these.
That takes a lot of hard work, a lot of organisation, force the opposition to make early passes. The weakness of it, if you beat the high press, you can get exposed at the back.
Their team's a lot different though to
A
a lot different already to the one
Middlesbrough.
that they'd have had at the start of the career mode.
Well, looking at the table, I think it's fair to say Middlesbrough have been amongst the surprises, Lee, performing well above expectations.
Osborne keeps the ball
obviously
from
very
Spence.
early doors, but always good to get off
Despite
to a good
Spence
start.
putting a good
They've
foot
been
in
a
his,
real
Neil
surprise.
Maupay.
Certainly the surprise package
Cross
released
comes
so far.
in and Bettinelli
They
has
won't
to
hold
tip
on
it
to
over the
Champions
bar.
League place, will they? You never know with this squad.
Two strikers, two number 9s in this game who got relegated last season and have been picked back up by Premier League teams. Of course, we got Ings from Southampton and, well, looking at Neil Maupay, and he's come back to the Premier League with Sheffield United. Good signing for them.
Played into the centre of the box.
Fleck, corner comes in, and I think it was Engels.
High-quality header, was it?
Well, that was like one of
Was it
mine,
Engels
or
who,
more to
or
the point,
Osborne who
like
got the
one
header
of
on
yours,
it?
Eric.
You're spot on with that assessment, Lee.
Spence luckily did enough. The header was quite far off target. And it was O'Connell with the effort. Going to come closer with this one. Norwood to whip it in.
And firing it into
Oh,
the
it's an
area.
interesting corner. One of our players is on the floor.
Decent save there.
And because Spence, I think it was on the floor, that was a free shot. I think it might have been Gonzalez who shot it luckily straight at Bettinelli. But it's corner number 3. Sheffield Wednesday have started the better.
Over it comes.
Oh, good corner again as Coulson has to
Clear of business.
come off the line to head that away.
Norwood.
Here's Norwood. There's only one team who looks like scoring in this game,
Options in the centre.
and it's not us. Fleck.
Oliver Norwood.
Norwood.
Looks promising.
Good stuff. Neil Maupay. Oh no, it's Gonzalez.
They've been pushing for it.
And it's been coming.
Rewarded.
Patient pressure from Sheffield United pays off. And Gonzalez gives them the lead.
Well, here's the replay. It's
And
a
it was at
really
this point
lovely
here
ball.
where we had to
Good
commit
ball.
Dale
Never
Fry.
really had any doubt he was going to slot that way. Good finish.
Gonzalez was free in between Spence and Gibson. And it's a good finish under Bettinelli.
Well, the manager's showing signs of frustration. They need to improve if they're going to get something out of this game, Derek.
We've started this second best as well. And we're behind again. One. Saville.
And he
No.
takes it away.
Can't find Roberts. I think it's one of them games where the only way we're going to score is on the counter-attack. It's been the way for us quite a lot this season.
It's with John Fleck.
Good ball over the top. Good cross in as well. And Dale Fry had to be alert to that.
Bolassi.
Can we maybe get something on the counter-attack here with Balassi? No is the answer.
As one of failure in possession.
Our ball retention has been
Osborne.
horrendous in this game.
And they don't
Defensively,
need to
we're all
stop it.
over the place as well. Another cross comes in.
Threat this time.
Balassi to Roberts now. Hudson-Odoi. Can we have any sort of luck? Balassi is making a run. Balassi makes a header, but it's straight at the goalkeeper.
The only way you can score there goes either side of the keeper. Well, just look at the stats up there. They really haven't created enough, not tested the goalkeeper, not tested the defence. Mind you, only takes one little mistake and they could get back into this game.
Well, Sheffield United looking to end this first half strong. Berger plays it in, and Gonzalez doubles the lead. And I don't know what's happened to our defence. Absolutely no idea. Gaps are just appearing everywhere,
Well, here it is again.
and it's too easy for them.
Perfectly timed. It causes havoc, but I have to say after that, the keeper doesn't cover himself in glory. Near post, left exposed, and he's punished.
Don't know what's going on.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall in that dressing room if it stays like this, Derek.
I thought
not happy.
in the
Just
cup
look
game
at
it was our second choice defenders, but our first team have done, well, they've done worse.
So
And
2-0
again,
now.
on the stroke of half time,
And 3 minutes of stoppage
Sheffield
time to be
United
added on.
have doubled their lead.
Ings.
Danny Ings, can we get something going early on
And along
in the
with
second half? And Danny Ings with a shot from range
on the ball from the keeper.
does not result in a corner, as Sheffield United have kept it in. First
They'll be happy to have regained
time we've
possession.
tested the keeper, and it
Strong
had to be
tackle,
from
throw-in
range,
forthcoming.
but at least we've made some sort of a glove on Sheffield United, as they're leaving a lot on
An
Patrick
inability
Roberts.
to keep hold of the ball there.
Their midfield is just so
Just a
tough
reminder, we
and
have more
strong.
absorbing action from the Premier League coming your way here on EA TV.
Good
It's
ball.
Sheffield United taking on Leicester
Baldock,
City.
they look so dangerous, and Ben Gibson has to block that cross.
Players just love to play. Give them a game any day of the week. That should be a belter.
Corner.
Kick played in.
Hudson-Odoi has to head it clear.
Wonderful block.
That shot was blocked.
It might be on for them.
Still in there though. Dale Fry standing up Engels. Stood him up well.
Well, not great.
Oh, but then
defending.
gets beaten by him too easy. And now look at this little 1-2. McNair has to come across for another corner. Fleck with another corner.
Delivery.
Oh, it's headed in! And it's a goal!
Keep coming.
I don't know how that's gone in, but Sheffield United have made it 3.
Well, here it is again. Ball into the box from the corner. And what a
Simple
great finish
corner.
as well. Good connection with the ball. leaves the
And,
goalkeeper
well,
absolutely
Gibson
no chance.
wasn't
Fantastic
strong
ball.
enough.
Slightly different vantage point in terms of the goal that was scored.
Well, I don't even know if it didn't even look like it come off him, to be honest. But it just bounces under Bettinelli, and this game has gone from bad to worse.
Berge. Here's Burigo. Carlos
Berg
Gonzalez.
beaks, Danny Ings in the air.
And winning it back.
Coulson luckily wins we win a 50-50, and then Balassi loses it, and I've never known us be so out-fought, out-battled. Neil Maupay, this could be 4. I don't believe it.
4 in front now.
We've been out-fought in
Well, here
every
we see it
single
again, and
department.
It's all about the pace of the passing. One touch,
And,
slick
well,
movement, and then the sheer power of the strike. Really impressive. It's a thunderbolt.
I'm lost for words. absolutely lost for words. I don't know what's going on. This could rank as one of the worst performances and one of the worst results in the career mode. We have come falling right back down to earth, face first. It's 4-0 to Sheffield United.
Spence. Ciencia. Definitely look as though they want to make
Osborne. I mean, this could be a cricket score. This could honestly be a cricket score. Hudson-Odoi, George Saville, can we get anything going? We haven't even really been that good on the counter-attack, but Yannick Bolasie here looks for Hudson-Odoi, and
well, the header didn't exactly go to plan.
That sums it up.
He did there when he caught it on the top of his head, but whatever he did, it was a poor attempt.
That just sums it up.
Oh, nice ball over the top.
Berger.
Looks promising. Well, possibilities in the centre.
Good play again. John Fleck. Oh, and they almost played a cheeky through ball if it wasn't for Paddy McNair. Although Berger almost finds his way through. Here's Saville. There is a chance for a counter-attack on for us. Not that it will mean anything, but it'd be good to just get a goal on the score sheet here. Danny Ings does not get there. Even the usual get-out-of-jail-free cards, which we can use to get into games, counter-attacking or whatever. Nothing's worked today.
Space and time for the cross.
Spence with a good tackle. And then he runs into another red and white wall. Just want this game to be over with. Our first Premier League defeat is inevitable. I just don't want it to be any worse than what it already is. And it very well might be.
Good defending to prevent the chance.
Gibson, Dale Fry, we just about get it away.
Counter-attacking, very much an option.
And we're finally getting a bit of joy in the counter-attack, but that's the only bit of joy we're having, full stop, really. Tav, good run from Hudson-Odoi.
Fisted away by the goalkeeper.
And they're equal to it again.
We have entered the final minute of normal time. Carlos Gonzalez. George Baldock.
Only a few minutes of stoppage time left. And Sheffield United are looking for a fifth!
Third goal of the match,
and they've got it!
Well, he's tearing this defence apart. They can't cope with him.
A hat-trick for Gonzalez.
Group is Derek straight over to the manager. Well, Derek, he can
great football. Our centre-backs are dizzy. That's a good finish.
Of that goal.
Well, enjoy the good days as a coach. It can be a roller coaster ride, I can tell you that.
He hadn't scored before this game. He's scored all 3 of his Premier League goals in this game.
My goodness, it's so one-sided.
5-0. End this game now, please.
Paddy McNair. Goalkeeper has it.
Well, I've never come up against a tougher team in this career mode.
Spence.
Defensively, they were unbelievable. We couldn't beat them 1v1. We couldn't get the balls into the box. They defended the crosses. They were so strong in midfield. And they were clinical as well. Possibly, well, not possibly, hands down, the lowest point of the career mode so far and the worst performance. We are truly welcomed into the Premier League now. Sheffield United 5, Boro 0. Well, We're still 6th, which is great. But that's a wake-up call. And what was actually quite a decent defensive record has just been scrumpled up and thrown away after that absolute rout. And now we have to bounce back by playing Chelsea, who have started the season pretty badly. I'm really surprised by how they've started the season, but we cannot go into this game thinking that because Chelsea have only scored 6 goals in their first 7 games that we can beat them. Not the easiest game to bounce back from, but let's not make it 3 defeats in one episode. Let's try and bounce back at home to Chelsea. So here we are then, Chelsea game is upon us. And we've got another monthly scout report. Obviously, there was no real players that we liked the look of last time. Only Hugh Harper was the one that we liked, 6'6". Looks like he's going to be a centre-back or a CDM. I mean, if he's a CDM, that would be amazing. So we will keep scouting him. Tommy Hawkins, absolutely rubbish. Teddy Lancaster, rubbish. Who the hell am I using to scout these? Here we go, another Hugh. Hugh Marriott, that's more like it. Good potential, and he's an attacker. And a goalkeeper who looks okay as well. So we will keep looking at them 3. Let's get to this very, very big game against Chelsea now. So then, the Chelsea game. I've decided to keep the back 4 the same. I don't really have a choice because our second choice and now first, all of our defenders have been shocking in the last 2 games. So all I can do is go with what the best we've got, which is these 4. In the centre midfield, I've decided to go for 2 more defensive midfielders, taking out Saville, putting in Morsey there with McNair, 2 Jack Russell midfielders. They'll chase every ball, put the tackles in, hopefully win us possession and provide a bit more protection for the back 4, because boy do they need it. Roberts I've dropped. Don't know if it was just the fact that Sheffield United was so good, but I mean, he just had a terrible game against them and was very weak. So Tavernier will come in. I've decided to put Hudson-Odoi on the left. He is up against his former club, so I thought it'd be worth playing him. Jacob Murphy comes in for Yannick Bolasie, and of course, when fit, most likely Danny Ings will play. The Chelsea team contains Tomori, who's making his return to the Riverside. And, I mean, I can't see why they're struggling. Abraham with Havertz up front. No doubt they've got Werner on the bench. Maybe Giroud as well. Let's get to it. And let's see why Chelsea have been so poor at the start of the season.
Perform for your team.
Yeah, we're back in our kit. We all know why that is. We're going to come on and do him in. But yeah, Hudson-Odoi up against his former club. Tomori returns to the Riverside, a player we would love to have brought back. But it looks like a really young team for Chelsea. Really young team. It would be typical Boro. And if any, well, I know there's probably quite a few Boro fans watching this. They'll know all about typical Boro. Lose to a team that we, get battered by a team we shouldn't have, and then we go to play a team like Chelsea and win.
And a look at the Chelsea starting 11.
But yeah, I'm interested in Chelsea's team. So back 4, Trevor Chalobah. Reece James is into midfield. That's a strong front 3 though. That's a very strong front 3. And then they've got Ziyech, Werner, Mount, Chilwell all on the bench. It's going to be a tough game to bounce back with, but if there's any team who can lose to Sheffield United 5-0, then beat Chelsea at home. Going to be a tough one for Jed Spence. This is where we're sort of at our weakest, on the edge of our own area, and tricky balls like that can cause problems. Havertz, you could expect we'll do better there, but I'm just glad Bettinelli's saved it. Because even when there's been weak shots or headers at our keeper in the last 2 games, I've just not felt like they're going to save it, whether it squirms past the keeper or goes under his body. I've just had no faith in our goalkeepers. Oof, Hudson-Odoi, that was risky. Corner again.
Well, quite simply he hasn't been able to make his mark in attack in this game, Lee.
Yeah, well, Ian Wright always said to me, when you're struggling to score goals, stay in front of them for longer, increase your time in the danger area. That's what he's got to do more of.
Costa
Over it comes.
goes long this time. Looks for Abraham and... Oh, it might have been off the line, although Havertz is there!
Goal for 1-0.
And Chelsea take the lead. Havertz runs over to Frank
You can see how
Lampard.
tight this group is. Derek straight over to the manager.
Well,
Replay, and it's a
header
decent
came
set
down
piece.
and
Once he gets himself settled with the keeper to beat,
Coulson's
he
headed
hammers it
clear
to the
was
back of the net. Smashing goal.
not a good one,
Let's
and
take another look at that goal, shall we?
Havertz's shot was within Bettinelli's range.
Well, he's
But it
every
went
right
past
to
him.
be angry. The players are not executing his game plan today.
To be fair, we've put up a good fight against Chelsea, but as we have done in quite a lot of games recently, we've gone behind first.
The opening goal of the game then. Conte has it. Right, time for us to bring in Alan McInally because there's been a change to the scoreline at Turf Moor. Alan.
It's a second goal for Newcastle United. 48 minutes played. 2-0.
Thank you, Alan McInally. Free kick to Chelsea.
Free kick here to Chelsea as we start the second half. Marcus Alonso. Oh, he's gone for it. Oh, what a save! Well, I don't know if it was a save or if it hit the bar. Well, Marcus Alonso got some power behind that.
But that was just brilliant. Really, really good.
And I don't know if Bettinelli made the save or if it just hit the bar. Well, that could be a huge save as Hudson-Odoi plays in Danny Ings here. Big opportunity for Ings, who gets us level.
Level this contest. All even.
What a relief. And it was all due to that save from Bettinelli at one end.
See the replay and look at the pace at which the counter-attack happens. And then the composure is impressive.
Still had to finish it, Ings, and that's a great finish.
To beat a forlorn goalkeeper. Brilliant strike.
Up against Tomori. And I know the keepers have had, well, they've both had moments where they've really made a meal of themselves. But that save from Bettinelli is what's got us going on the counter and is what's got us
Even Steven,
such a well-needed equaliser.
Entertaining match.
Kai Havertz. I must
Chelsea
say this
looking
looks
to
promising.
get straight back in the lead though with James, who I think was tackled, but they keep the ball, Chelsea.
Stylish ball. What can they do now?
Abraham keeps it in.
Chelsea certainly enjoying the lion's share of possession, but that doesn't lead to goals necessarily. They haven't created enough.
Abraham's gotten
Too
lucky
strong
there.
in front.
Carrera's burst into the box. What a goal!
The goal to re-establish their advantage.
Douglas Costa from one winger to another, and we're back to square
I think
one.
the players realise what they owe this coach. Lovely sight to see them celebrating with him.
Douglas Costa just,
Well, here's the replay.
I mean, he
The
just
passing
accelerated into the
is
box.
unstoppable. The movement is
Good
key
ball
for
as
me.
well,
That
and
eventually leads to what amounts to a simple task.
it's the sort of goal we'd score.
2v1. There's only one winner.
And that is so disappointing, having
Well,
gotten
just
back
look
in
at
the game.
reactions on the touchline. They just need to keep their composure now. This is far from over.
Chelsea lead again. And we are back where we started. Oh, Morsy's give it straight to Kai Havertz.
Oh, and a perfect ball now.
It's not what you want to do. Oh!
Brilliant piece of finishing. Magnificent goal.
That volley was unstoppable. I mean, it came from us giving the ball away, but
See, Derek, from this better
my
angle, it's all
goodness.
about the technique. When you're volleying a ball, it's all about timing. Let it get to the right place. with your
What
foot,
can you
basic
do
connection.
about
There
that?
you
That
go,
is...
in the back of the net.
Oh, what a volley. And within minutes, Chelsea have turned this game around. They've went up a gear. That is the 11th goal we have conceded
Now they're going to alter things. Here's the
in
substitution.
this episode. 11 goals conceded.
No shortage of goals in this match.
What
3-1.
has happened to our defence? And we're now facing 3 defeats in 3 games, unless we can do something miraculous.
It's a penalty.
Coulson, Hudson-Odoi, can we maybe give Chelsea a nervy finish?
And a decent delivery.
Hudson-Odoi,
Well, nothing
oh,
comes
it's
of it.
not particularly cleared.
And that came off the
And
defender, so
we
it'll
have
be
got a corner. Riverside is eerily quiet, as I think the reality of the Premier League has finally hit us after what a start that just seemed too good to be true. It's caught up with
Over it
us.
comes.
Roberts
Dealt with that
Koss.
ball comfortably.
Corner comes in, header clear, comes back out to him.
Well, he
Gibson.
didn't trouble the goalkeeper, but it wasn't a straightforward
Miles
chance,
wide.
you've got to say. Scored at Carrow Road, Allen.
It's a 3rd goal for Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, well.
8 minutes remain.
They gave the ball back to us.
Back as always, Allen.
And Jacob Murphy here
Get one back.
finds Akpom.
And who's to say there's nothing
Well, could we give Chelsea a bit of a nervy finish?
It would be quite the story.
I don't know what happened there. I mean,
It's a replay, and it's a great ball into the danger area.
we
And
pressed
Brian,
with
he doesn't need a
Akpom
second
and
invitation. Beautiful strike to finish.
gave the ball to Murphy.
Well, the goal again.
And luckily-
albeit from a different angle.
Found Akpom, it's an awkward one, but he volleys it past the keeper. And we might be able to give Chelsea a bit of a nervy finish to this game. Correa with a corner.
Going short.
Costa comes across.
Well, they'll try to keep the pressure on.
Wins another corner, and this is exactly what Chelsea wants. We're going to literally need to get the ball, run to the other end of the pitch and score. Here comes Costa again.
Well, they fancy a short one.
Rinse and repeat. Plays it inside.
And now Correa.
Correa this time, the cross is blocked. Fizzed back in and cleared. Not really relying on Roberts to win a header there.
Conte.
Correa.
Going well.
Coulson snapping at his heels. That's a nice little dink.
Correa.
Here's Correa. Gibble with a big challenge.
To do it inside your own penalty area.
And can Saville get us going? No, he can't. The referee blows the whistle.
Well, Derek, with their
And we've
record, they're not
lost
supposed to produce goals
again.
like that. So glad they did. What a game. It literally had everything for me. I'm buzzing. The fans must have loved that.
We showed a bit
Super
more
game.
fight than we did against Sheffield United. But Chelsea's quality was too much for us. And not only have we had our first Premier League defeat, we had back-to-back Premier League defeats. Conceding 8 in 2 Premier League games. We lose 3-2 to Chelsea. Biggest worry in that game was that we had 2 shots on target and we scored with them both. If we hadn't have had them 2 shots on target, and that's what I mean, our defence has not been good at all, but our attacking has also seemed to have just dried up a little bit. And I don't remember a single episode in this series where we've lost every single game. But that's what we've done. 3 against Fulham, 5 against Sheffield United, and 3 against Chelsea. And next episode, it might get worse. Everton away, a Tyne Tees derby, and then we head to Tottenham. Welcome to the Premier League. So them 3 defeats then, well, defeat in the cup obviously knocks us out. The 2 defeats in the league make us drop us to 9th. So, yeah, flying high in the top 4 didn't last us very, very long. I mean, still 12 points out of 8 games. It's not bad. I think it's just a relief that we won some of them games earlier on in the season. And we got points against the likes of Watford and Norwich when we maybe didn't deserve them, because you take them points off and suddenly we're in the bottom half and things don't look as great. But compare us to the other two newly promoted sides. They're in the bottom three, so it could be worse. It's just not nice to lose 3 games in a row and concede the amount of goals we have, and we're going to have to sort it out, because in the next episode, as we continue to play 3 games per episode, it's probably the toughest 3 games in a row that we've had so far. Everton, Newcastle and Tottenham are up next. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel for much more FIFA 21 content. Comment below your thoughts on the episode, and I will see you hopefully in the next one when our form improves.